Another home run month at Xbox Game Pass. I say this every time I do one of these videos. If you have an Xbox or a PC and you game, you really need to consider getting Game Pass. I'm not going to get into the whole debate about owning games versus licensing games, whatever. These are some amazing games that are coming now, and as tradition on this channel, we're going to talk a little bit about them. And I think you'll agree with me, this month is pretty much rocking. Now you're going to start getting releases actually starting tomorrow, the 4th of July, running through the following week. You're going to get Middle-earth: Shadow of War, My Time at Portia, Undertale, Blazing Chrome, Dead Rising 4, Lego City Undercover, Time Spinner, and Unavowed. 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 All right. So let's go ahead and take a look, as we typically do, at the Metacritic scores, because a lot of these games, with the exception of Blazing Chrome, are a little bit older or have been out some time. Other people have played them, and I think it kind of gives you a better feel for what you're going to get into. So Dead Rising 4, I absolutely adored this game. It sits at a 72 on Metacritic. Most people didn't like this game because it had a different voice actor for the main character, Frank West. The game definitely was way more over the top than before. The time limits were removed. A lot of the psychopaths were removed. But in its place, they put in a lot more weapons. You actually had this suit of armor that you can get, and it had a much more expansive storyline than I think we've seen in previous Dead Risings. Now, I played the Definitive Edition, the Anniversary Edition that came out on the PlayStation 4, which included everything. And that was all of the goodies in terms of all the DLC and everything. And I think that made it a much more complete game. And that is coming to both console and PC. So I love Dead Rising. I know they said they were going to put the franchise on ice for a while, but rumors are that Capcom may have, in fact, changed their minds. I hope that's true. We'll see. Up next, Middle-earth: Shadow of War. This game is going to come out on console and on PC as well. And this game is probably very different now than when I played it. I got it at launch. Warner Brothers was really goofy on the microtransactions, really goofy on basically the DLC of the game, which was pretty much required to end it. There was so much grinding that was involved. Myself and many other early editioners got burnt out on the game. Now, I know they've gotten rid of a lot of that, so the game is in a much better place now, and I think that 80 Metacritic score really kind of brings that. It has a lot of those elements in there. I think if the game came out in the state it is today, it probably would have rated higher, because it really was a great sequel in all sense. Everything was better. The combat was more fluid. There was more abilities. There was more to do. The Nemesis system had an overhaul, which was already pretty amazing to begin with, honestly. But got even better. So if you haven't checked this game out, it's in a good place now. I think you'd like it. Up next is Blazing Chrome. Now, this isn't even out yet. I just want to show you a quick, 10, 15 second little video here, kind of what to expect. This is really a love letter to Contra. I see a little bit of just that old sprite style in here. Maybe a little bit of Metal Slug in there too. Maybe a little Mega Man X. It's those old NES, SNES era side-scrolling shooters, but really more Contra than anything. I am so excited for this. It comes out day and date on both console and PC, which is really, really cool. So no Metacritic score for that because it's not out yet. You can definitely expect a review from me on that. Up next, we're getting into a pretty good list of adventure story-based games, which I gotta say, one thing that my wife and I agreed on didn't really get very well represented at E3 this year. The single-player story adventure game definitely is not dead. And I think the next few games are going to kind of emphasize that, and I'm really, really excited for that. So I have not actually played this game, but work on a neglected workshop to fulfill commissions, grow crops, raise animals. It kind of has that Animal Crossing vibe to it. I'm pretty excited for that. Sits at a pretty respectable 75 Metacritic score. Can't complain too much there. That game also comes out on console and on PC. Up next, we have, am I going in the right order? Yes. Time Spinner is up next. Pretty juicy 83. Another side-scrolling platformer inspired by 90s action platformers. Now, I have seen this game streamed a few times. I have not yet gotten to play it myself, but I understand that it has a pretty good story element to it, and I'm excited because, like I said, we haven't really had any of those in a while. We haven't had a lot of those single-player story games, so it's coming soon. That one is only going to be on PC, though, so from here on out, if you're like me and you have Xbox Ultimate, you're going to get everything, but if you have a console, you're not going to get your hands on this quite yet. This initially launched on the Switch, and it's starting to port over to some of the other platforms as well. Up next, we have Unavowed, not Unavowed, Unavowed, which 87 Metacritic. Now that's getting really high up there. You're talking like God tier at this point. This looks amazing. It kind of has that Myst feel to it. I actually opened up a little bit of the trailer here. The reason I say it kind of had that Myst feel to it, there's a lot of that point and click element to it. There's a lot of really detailed hand-drawn sprites and decision trees and puzzle solving, and I love this kind of game. I have not played it. I'm very, very excited to play it. This will probably be the first thing I start diving into, but it looks really, really cool. And sitting in an 87, that is really, really high. That is also coming out for the PC. Up next, Undertale, which critically acclaimed game, definitely a must-play. I agree with the Metacritic rating here. One of the most original, unique games I think anybody will ever play. It's basically an RPG with a lot of quirks and twists and turns in it. It's hard to kind of explain what the game is because it is so many things, but it was really enjoyable. I really liked that game a lot. And the nice thing is it's coming to PC, which I think was the superior port of this game. So it is available on all the other consoles and platforms as well, just not with Game Pass right now. And a 92 Metacritic, my goodness. Lastly, we have Lego City Undercover, which sits, this will be only on console. So PC, man, really ranking it up. 7 out of 8 games coming out this month will be for the computer. This is the only one that's not. This is Lego City Undercover. I played this years ago on my Wii U, actually. That's when I first got my hands on it. And think GTA meets Legos. That's really kind of what it is. You're going to play with this really cool cop, Chase McCain. And if you like that Lego style of game, you will love this game. I had a lot of fun playing it, and it's sitting at a pretty respectable 77 Metacritic. So lots of really good titles coming out this month. It's hard to kind of look away from this. I have a lot of friends who say, I'm kind of on the fence. And man, if a lineup like this doesn't do it for you, I don't know what is. This is really a lot of value here. So there you guys have it. A look at the Xbox Game Pass / Game Pass Ultimate / Game Pass for PC drop for July 2019. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.